गए, दिल के अरमां आंसुओं में रह गए। शायद उनका आखिरी हो ये सितम, शायद उनका आखिरी हो ये सितम, हर सितम ये सोच कर हम सह गए, हर सितम ये सोच कर हम सह गए। हम वफा करके भी तन्हा रह गए, दिल के अरमां आंसुओं में बह गए। खुद को भी हमने मिटा डाला, मगर खुद को भी हमने मिटा डाला, मगर फासले जो दरमियां थे रह गए, फासले जो दरमियां थे रह गए। हम वफा करके भी तन्हा रह गए, दिल के अरमां आंसुओं में बह गए, दिल के अरमां आंसुओं में बह गए।
Ken, there were so many songs we could have chosen. I think after Pakiza, this film sort of was the next film that captured that kind of energy and swabhav and the dad. I first time noticed the Heman Muzumdar. I forgot about the Heman Muzumdar painting earlier. But Shikha, why don't you start, please?
So I wanted to just speak a little bit about Salma Agha's, unique role in this film, and she is the singer also, right? So it is after a long gap that you had a singer actress. Of course, they use the playback technology, but Salma Agha sang her own songs, and this is something that B.R. Chopra really wanted because he liked her voice and he felt that for this kind of a film her voice was very, very suitable. But Ravi, who was the music director, was not happy. So this is this whole background story of the song, that Ravi felt that she would not be able to do justice to the songs. And there is one interview in which it is said that he made 18 tunes for Salma Agha before he could, because she could not sing at a high pitch. That was the problem. And he was so used to composing songs. So finally it is the 18th tune that he was happy, where she could do justice to this song. But the song became a huge hit. It was so popular, and it is very popular amongst the alms seekers on Bombay trains. So the children who beg for money on Bombay local trains used to sing this song. And this is where I link it to the cassette, the coming of the cassette culture, because it is from the late 70s onwards when cassettes started coming in with Ghazal, the boom of the Ghazals in India. They were coming from Gulf countries, recordings were coming. And in 79, Malika Pukhraj came to India to give concerts. In 81, Noor Jahan came to India, Reshma came to India. So there is a whole, kind of concert culture along with the boom of the Ghazal, where this kind of a voice people wanted to listen to this kind of a, moti awaz, and reminding them of the old style of singing. Even the way she's opening her mouth is very different from the heroines, because of the way it is a low pitched kind of a singing. So this is what became the appeal. And if you notice that the way the song has also been picturized, a lot of close-ups, there's a lot of emphasis on Salma Agha's face and the pain on her, and the use of those iconography, the candles and the chandeliers, and there's a kind of a Muslim kind of a milieu that has been created over there. But this kind of a composition, this voice, is coming because of the popularity of the Ghazal form and a different kind of a female voice that people want to listen to. And all the music directors are responding to this. Yash Chopra is responding to it. Bia Chopra is responding to it and saying, I want Salma Agha to sing this song. So that is the story.
And it's a unique thing. I don't think there's very few countries in the world that would have a song which is so specific to a certain culture, a certain mahal, a certain sensibility, and yet it permeates through all kinds of sensibilities, very seamlessly. Maybe not in Nagaland to some extent. I remember when I went there, they didn't have that response with cinema, but still, most of India. Antara?
Just one thing I wanted to forgot to say, that it's also using a lot of sarangi and shehnai also in the instrumentation. Yeah.
Antara, your thoughts?
Yeah, in fact, tar shehnai, to accentuate that pain of Salma Agha, because she has a nasal voice, and with the tar shehnai it becomes even more poignant. And B.R. Chopra, again, then intent behind each film was very much there all through his career, mostly. Starting even his logo, if you see that logo with the man with a hammer and a gear, and the woman holding a load on her head, and you have the signature, Hemant Kumar's Karmanyavadhikaraste in the background, and there's a Latin word, art is long, life is short, something of that sort, which is written. So the purpose behind filmmaking was there all through his career. And with Nikah also, that purpose is very evident, because the woman's voice comes in very forcefully towards the end, that hello, please ask me what I would want in my life, rather than you guys deciding for me. So even in this scene, that, as Shikha ji said, the milieu has been created so beautifully. Again, Bhanu Atharia's costumes, the actual Hyderabad pearls, and there's 25 to 30-yard gararas. They're absolutely authentic stuff. It's not like just made for the film kind of thing. So I think this is even the cinematography, you have very subdued lighting. You have that candles and all that. You don't have, it's a huge palace, and then the camera is coming from a top angle, so she's minimized. She is in pain. We feel that pain, that कितनी छोटी उसकी दुनिया हो गई है, and she has no one to look forward there. The loneliness is so apparent because the palace is so magnificent and so spacious, and there she is alone. So her loneliness comes out more beautifully there. So
Very much. Ravi?
Yeah, I mean, it's a variation on the Muslim social theme genre, which was well entrenched right from 1930s itself. Also, I mean, as Shikha rightly pointed, talaq is the center, right? And so it's a virah song, but with a difference, in the sense that the complaint is not against an abstract dunya, which is making you, forcing you to separate. It's very specific. It's against the husband who can unilaterally decide by saying talaq, 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 right? So it's a critique of that. And we know, I mean, legislation has changed after that, and so you can say that this is an appeal. And this Indo-Pak collaboration is something to think about in the history of Bollywood. So of course, Noor Jahan is there. Noor Jahan was always present at Radio Ceylon, which people were listening to in India and Pakistan and elsewhere. As she was being interviewed by Manohar Mahajan there, and it made headlines in India, in Madhuri Film Magazine also. But Salma Agha has that quality. Shamshad Begum, Noor Jahan, etc., etc. That's why I think they wanted to create this freshness for a different kind of Muslim social. There is some kind of authenticity which the voice could also bring, I think. Of course, the cassette culture, etc., that atmosphere. It is a bold film. And casting Pankaj Parashar, who's otherwise a weakling, right? Deepak Parashar, right? Who's a weakling, right? Can't act, etc., etc. His voice is also not really strong. So it's as a strategy, the casting itself says something that the director wants to focus on the woman. And a weakling of a husband is so powerful in the context, in the social and cultural context. So it's a critique. It's a feminist critique in a Muslim social. Sorry, yeah.
Even Raj Babbar's role did not in any way overwhelm. Let's have some feedback from the audience. Yes, there's a lady behind.
Yeah. So hi, this is Akansha Srivastav. I am listening this song after so many years, and I can say maybe I'm listening it first time from this perspective. This is not a song that is just appealing to 70s and 80s people who are going through a pain. As Sir said, that pain is a universal language. So the female who is performing there, she is not just expressing her pain, but she is also very clear that she has put a lot in her life, and she is not standing where she has no one to look for who can back her emotions right now. So it feels like she's kind of lonely in the whole ecosystem, but she has a clarity that her expectations from her life was slightly different what she got in her life. So it's like a very beautiful portray for everything who goes through maybe a heartbreak or a breakup or a divorce. And I think most of the people can relate to it, that because they put a lot in a relationship and then they get separated, and this is how they feel. And very few can express it this beautifully.
Thank you. Other thoughts, please? Feedback, insights, questions, anything? Suggestions? Yes, Ambish?
I don't know. About Ude Jab Jab Zulfe Teri. Sahir Saab had this way of surprising you, right? I mean, one thinks of high poetry, high Urdu, and rebellion and socialism, and he turns around and does a song called Kapuchi Kapuchi Gum Gum Kishiki Kishiki Gum Gum, when he had to do a song for youngsters. And here, it's a folk song, which is usually riddled with uh, uh, non-chaste words and things like that. And here he uses a simile which I've never heard in Hindi films ever. उस गांव के सुअर के भी सदके के जहां तेरा यार बसदा. That's a kind of simile one never gets to hear in Hindi cinema, so to speak.
Well, anyone would like to?
Ure Jab Jab Zulfe Teri, right? Which is from Naya Daur. I mean, it's one of those rare songs where, a female person is actually praising the beauty, physical beauty of the male protagonist. Not very many songs. We have so many the other way around. Yeah.
Well, I love the air on his hair for that 5 seconds. You all noticed. I think that was an artificial, right? Any other comments, thoughts, feedback, suggestions? Other songs to take forward in the next workshops? So we have already planned 64, but anyone? Kuch,
Like the old cinema, they used to challenge the social customs very openly. They used to criticize the traditions that we were carrying, and they were slowly, changing in a way that people were adopting it. People were adopting it openly. There were a lot of, terrestrial relationship between the actors. Like a lot of Pakistanis and singers and actors were coming to India to perform. So, is it possible in the, today environment where we have like a hyper nationalism kind of thing? How do you think it is impacting the cinema nowadays?
It will happen. Everything has its phase. There's different kinds of openness. Today we've got so many opinions. 9.6 billion opinions are out there. So you think that there's a congestion and a claustrophobia. And obviously we are living in different power struggle times. The abuse of power is rampant. You've got mediocrity at such high levels of political power. You've got a lack of respect for so many of the values and protocols which have built our civilization. It's a turning. It's when your systems break down, when you lose faith in what you have built over decades, it's inevitable, and it will find its balance. There will be damage. There will be a loss of faith again, maybe. There will be a loss of idealism, but it will come back. It will come back. And we just have to, all of us who believe in better or different worlds, must pursue that. And the rest is not in our hands. You never get intimidated by the times. The times have their own, very superficial reasons for being. Your inner journey of being true to yourself is eternal. It's been going on for 6,000-7,000 years. We are answering the same questions. Only the forms are changing. You've seen it in 3 of the films. Wahi sawal, wahi questions, but the forms are changing. So my simple advice is just don't worry. You do what you can do. You be the best version of yourself. Live at the highest idealism. Push all that you can push. Build your greatest garden. And दुनिया अपने आप को देखेगी जो भी करना है, मरना है या जीना है. Anyway.
एक एडिशन इसके बारे में, व्हेन यू सेड डियर दैट उस ज़माने में फिल्में ऐसी होती थी, लेकिन उस ज़माने में भी बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स हुआ करते थे. एंड आई टॉक अबाउट विशांतराम देन, कि जब धर्मात्मा फिल्म बनी, he wanted Bal Gandharva to act into it because he owed a lot to Bal Gandharva, because he himself as a child, he had worked in Gandharva Natak Mandali and then come to Prabhat, and then many things happened. And so when Bal Gandharva was actually slowing down and then the cinema medium had come up, he wanted Bal Gandharva to act and he wanted him to play the role of Tukaram. अब उस मूवी के नाम के बारे में बहुत झोल था. He wanted to name the movie महात्मा, और तब महात्मा गांधी थे. हाँ, तो कांग्रेस, I mean, I don't want to say anything,
No, it
but
doesn't matter.
and that is a fact. I mean, it's there in his autobiography. So he fought. He said, for me, this is, I mean, Tukaram is a Mahatma. I mean, Tukaram was a Mahatma before even Mahatma Gandhi became Mahatma Gandhi. So he said, I'm not going to change. And the movie was banned at that time. वो release ही नहीं हुई. And Shantaram was one person who said, तो फिर कोई नहीं, मैंने फिल्म बनाई है, नहीं ये करेंगे उसको, नहीं चलाएंगे, कोई बात नहीं है. And then again he had to step down a little, and then it became धर्मात्मा. तो problems नहीं थे, ऐसी बात नहीं थी. तभी भी उन्होंने फाइट करा है, शायद आज भी कर रहे हैं, and it will go on.
The
problems
problems are always there.
Yes.
Always there in every age. We just, because of our ego, think
Thank
our
you.
problems are more unique, our problems are more complex, and maybe there is. But, that's the beauty of history. The deeper you go into your history, the more you associate and understand the links, you'll realize jo hum mein hai, दूसरों में चल रहा है. And yes, there are small little uniquenesses which we bring to the day.
Also, the role of Hindi film in public life has changed.
Yes, very much so.
Listening to Spotify, listening to Apple Music, so there are no records.
Yeah.
Where you're listening to one single music repeatedly because it's all physical and you are limited to the physicality of the format. Now relatively older generation, we have thousands of songs to choose
Yep.
from. So we are rarely repeating one song.
Very much so.
So the role of a song to say things and for it to register in our minds as a protest or as a comment, probably those songs are being made, but we are not listening to them with certain kind of attention.
Because this is the way progress has to occur. We all are moving towards 9.8 billion worlds. All of us are on our own, and that is what is being facilitated. The world we are building, ironically, is facilitating the journey of the inner voice, the journey of consciousness, the journey of a living soul. So I don't see any of these as negative or positive. There's an inevitability which comes from the human being pursuing a certain path. And the collective path obviously goes out of hand. We can only deal with the individual as much as we can. So that is where now is getting more and more divergent. So we feel more and more a different kind of alienation or different kind of distance from everything. And there's a good side to that. We go closer to nature. We go closer to animals. We go closer to other living souls because we realize within humanity alone, so many of our answers are not to be found. So, these things will evolve and hopefully our, time will find better times, I hope. But we do small things like this so that we keep alive our joys and idealisms and keep the respect which otherwise respect would not be shown. So thank you all very, very much. And we shall remember the real platform for this will be online, where hopefully hundreds of thousands of people will be engaging. But once again, thank you very much, Shikha. Thank you, Antara. Thank you, Ravi. And see you all very shortly